Okay, this is my chance, so listen up.
Okay.
Years ago, in 1995, Bill and I went to Kansas City for a wedding. And we didn't even open our suitcases, and he said, I just have to look in the yellow pages and see if there's a car for sale. So we went to a place called KC Carvettes, and the fellow there had painted the floor white. And I know nothing about cars, and I said, you ought to look at this one. It doesn't leak. So anyway, he bought,
And it was a Buick?
it was a Riata.
Oh.
And so anyway, what you need to know is he was mumbling around. We came home from Kansas City the next day after the wedding, and I said, why don't you just drive up there? No, why don't you fly up there next Saturday morning, take the car off that guy's hands, and drive it home. And he did. And so what you need to know is I had a memory loss. So anyway, here we go. I said to him, he said, I don't know about parts. And I said, you should look up, there must be a club that you could join. And so we did. And the one thing that was so nice for both of us was, now remember, I know nothing about cars. So anyway, we would go to the Nationals. And I remember Kokomo, Indiana was the first one we went to. And the one thing that I have to say is a very true compliment, everybody that arranged the national meetings always had a really a nice supply of mansions for the spouses to go to. And so we learned a lot. And one of the things we learned at that meeting, when his car was being judged, it had to be denuded. He had to take off the.
Whoa.
I thought you thought that was funny last night. So anyway, what you need to know is I had bought him stretch denim seat covers, and so he had to take them off. And so when the guy looked at the VIN number, he said, I don't want to see, I want to see the VIN number. Do you know what it is? And Bill said, well, read it yourself. And so somebody said to him, you shouldn't have talked to the judge like that. Well, you know, that was my husband. So anyway, later on, he talked to the judge, and he said, why did you say that was a new model, that was one of the first Riatas? And he said that the seat covers were pigskin in the first 250. And you want me to shut up, don't you?
No, I would never tell you.
Lesson learned. But anyway, what you need to know is he passed away 5 years ago. I kept it for a few years, and then I thought, well, I'll just give it to somebody. So I gave it to a fellow who is the gal used to work for me, and so it's her son. And so somebody paid me a nice compliment. He said you couldn't have given it to somebody who took as good a care of it as Bill Wester. End of story.